halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la. See the blazing.
Y'all, I had to catch a lift to the train station today because I think that I am starting to have sciatic pain. It's maybe like a few weeks ago. I was having it like in my right butt cheek. Then, you know, some stuff happened with my bowels, and I'm like, and then it stopped hurting. So I was like, okay, cool. I was probably just backed up, right? But then I did some squats, some weighted squats the other night at the house. And I failed to stretch before or after. And I think that irritated what I feel like might be my sciatic nerve. Yeah, I think I irritated that nerve. I took 2 steps outside the building into the parking lot. And I was like, oh no. And y'all know I like walking to the train station, but I was like, And I'm sitting here on one of these seats that I usually don't sit on. But, yeah. Child, why they just came on and told us that we want to go past this stop right here, which is like several stops before line. We got to get off and get on a bus. So I'm going to be running a little bit later.
La siguiente estación es Trinity Lakes.
For the Bible study carpool tonight. And I went on a later schedule this week. My supervisor let me come in a little bit earlier so that I could make it to, you know, do the carpool, pick my mom and them up for Bible study. But it's like dozens of people getting off at this station, getting on the actual city bus. So I don't know what this is about. And I got a virtual doctor's appointment starting in a few minutes. And I have a little spot on the train where it would be quiet. I got to get on this crowded bus. Okay, so I just got off the bus. They dropped us off in the parking lot where I parked for the train station. So, I mean, give or take, if you count the time that it would take me to get off the train and walk down the platform and through the hallway, up the ramp, into the parking lot, and then through the parking lot to my car, I probably got to my car about 6 or 7 minutes later than I would have, like actually physically got to my car 6 or 7 minutes later than I would have, so not too bad. We're getting ready for rehearsal for the musical. We came back here first. I'm not sure why.
Okay, Children, y'all come in the middle. Soprano. On the right. Okay, we're gonna go with
Good morning. So it's Thursday and it is raining outside today, but luckily I have this brand new umbrella that I got from my last job as a gift. As long as the rain don't start going sideways and every which way, I'll be good. But anyhow, so my back pain, which I have determined was which I have determined was definitely my sciatic nerve. Put on a lidocaine patch last night because I still had some left over from when I was in physical therapy after I had my accident and stuff. I put on a lidocaine patch last night, and luckily it was like on the flat part of my backside where my back kind of like curves into my buttocks, so it was flat enough to where it stayed stuck on all night, and it kind of like rolled a little bit towards the end of the night, like when I got up. And right now it's just I had to reach back there and kind of like flatten it back out, but for the most part it's on there. and it's on there really good, and it knocked out almost all of that pain that I was feeling. And it says you can leave it on for up to 12 hours. So it's a little after 7:30 right now. I put it on around 11 last night, so I'm gonna take it off at work at 11 o'clock. But I'm also going to take a couple of Aleve, because I was taking ibuprofen, but the thing about ibuprofen is you have to keep taking it on the dosing schedule, like every 4, 6, however many hours your doctor says, or whatever it says on there, to keep the pain from, especially if it's a pain that's like nagging you all day. Because I used to take ibuprofen for my cramps, and usually 600 or 800 milligrams would knock them right out and I wouldn't have to worry about them. But I learned going to physical therapy, like if you have an ongoing pain, which it may not even be related to some underlying condition, you just may have some pain that needs to work its way through your system, that he said Aleve is better, because Aleve you can take 1 or 2 and it'll last you, 10, 12 hours, whereas ibuprofen, you have to keep dosing yourself in order to keep the pain at bay. I got me 2 Aleve, and I'm about to take those right now, because even though most of the pain is gone, I can still feel it creeping in again. And when I take this lidocaine patch off in a few hours, I just want to have some extra reinforcement. I would like to walk to the train station today. Now, if it's pouring down raining, I probably won't, because your umbrella can only do so much, and that's a 8 to 10 minute walk, depending on how fast I'm walking. I didn't even bring a raincoat, because this coat right here is like a cloth, kind of like winter type of, like a light winter coat. That is not for the rain at all. So if it's pouring down raining, I'm not gonna be walking to the train station today. But if it's just just a little shower, a little bit, I will. So hopefully my body is up for the task of walking to the train station if it's dry enough for me to do so. If not, if my body betrays me this afternoon, I'll be catching another lift to the train station. Also yesterday, y'all remember when we had to get off the train to catch the bus back to where we were into downtown? I found out, because somebody had mentioned something about it being an accident that was causing a delay at a certain part of the tracks. Because where we were, we couldn't see the accident, but they probably knew that it was coming up. Yeah, it happened like 2.5 hours before my train would have crossed the tracks. So it probably was still clearing everything out. But anyway, somebody tried to it was in the news story, the news posted it. Somebody tried to beat the train arms, not beat them, they tried to go around them after they were already going down, and they got hit by the train. So the person tried to go around the arms of the train. God, why? And they said a child was killed. They just said a juvenile, so I don't know exactly how old the child was, because first it said a child was killed and an adult injured, and when I read the news story, it said a juvenile died on scene. I just prayed instantly for that family, and people were in the comments like, why would you go around the train, and why would you, like, yeah, why would you? But I mean, y'all in the comments all saying the same exact thing, and the family, I'm pretty sure, is reading these comments like, just say rest in peace. And I understand, because it's like, why? In my mind, even I'm wondering, why would just, they were being ugly in the comments. But I was like, I really want to know why. What was going on? Like, what was the thought process? Like, what? Like, did you think that you could beat the train? Because once those arms are down and the train is coming, and sometimes the arms are down and it takes the train a little bit to come across the track, but like once they're down, baby, they down. Like, but it's just sad to think that you just wanted to try to beat the train. And it's unfortunate that a child has passed away. So that's what happened. That's what happened. And that's why we had to get off the train and get on buses. And I was frustrated, but I was also tired, so I was like, whatever. I was just kind of a little annoyed. But usually when things like that happen, in the back of my mind, I know, like, okay, they're not just making us get off this train for nothing. Something may have happened. So now I'm about to listen to a little bit of music on my way to the train station. So I'll talk to y'all